Hey everyone, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrialsguru.com, where I discuss clinical trials in plain English every single day. I got a favorite question of mine. I get one of these at least once a month, but I haven't done a video on it in a while. And I'm going to kind of give a different answer this time. Not because it's different from my other answers in the past, but because the information is in addition to what I usually say. So it's from a small research clinic back east. They're actually brand new to research, or at least relatively new. And they want to get more studies. They need studies to work on. And how do they go about doing that? So the traditional answer, if you look at my other videos, is clinicaltrials.gov. You need to go to that. You need to find out what kind of studies you want to do. Are they studies for asthma, for psychiatry, for diabetes? What kind of studies are you guys looking to get? And then do a search. And then click on, there's different filters that clinicaltrials.gov has. And by the way, if you don't know, clinicaltrials.gov is where every study that's either ongoing or is being planned is supposed to be registered. And I say supposed to be because not all of them have been doing that. Although the FDA recently took over control of that domain back from the NIH, so they're probably going to be enforcing this more in the future. So go to clinicaltrials.gov, filter out the studies that are either ongoing or about to get started. There's different filters there. I think it's called enrolling and not yet enrolling, so you could search by those two filters and see what studies are out there, and you're going to have to do some calling. And you may not always find the study contact information on there. For instance, if Eli Lilly is doing a study, you may not find a contact person there, but you'll at least know that they're doing a study, and you can try to find different ways to get the study. Another one is just networking. Network with other researchers. I understand that maybe a researcher in your neck of the woods is not going to want to help you out because they're competing with you, if they are indeed competing with you. So you might want to network through social networks like LinkedIn. And feel free to email me study leads, and if you want, I can send you study leads. I don't know what type of studies you're doing, but find people in this industry who are not necessarily competing with you and exchange study leads that way. I do that with several different people throughout the country. And yeah, let me know. Email me back, Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. There's also a lot of trade industry association events, specifically for doctors. I know there's DIA, which a lot of doctors go to. And then in psychiatry, there's something called NCDO for psychiatrists. So each therapeutic specialty, each medical specialty usually has their own conventions every year. Your PI should go to those. Those are great ways to meet with pharmaceutical representatives and get study leads that way. Also, if your PI or sub-Is or anyone involved with your research clinic have a private practice, they're most likely visited by drug sales reps. And while the drug sales reps may not that may not be their role as far as giving you studies, you can oftentimes build trust there where they can kind of lead you in the right direction as far as their company is concerned. Most drug reps report to a medical liaison with the pharmaceutical company, and this medical liaison is usually a pharmacist, a PharmD, and is someone who works with the sales team at the drug company as well as the research and development team. That's why they're called a liaison. And they work with the physicians in their region. So these are great people to get a hold of. Find out who they are, call them, have lunch with them, dinner with them. Get your PIs involved. Try to get the studies through your doctors or through your PIs by dealing with these individuals, and make sure you go about it through the proper channels. So the drug sales reps are often overlooked. We often just look at them as bringing lunch for free and things like that, but they can do much more than that. As long as they know that you're interested in doing research. If they don't know, they're not gonna know that you are interested in that, and they're not gonna bring up the conversation of these medical liaisons. So you want to ask them for that. and let them know that you have an interest in research and you're looking to get some studies going. And these medical liaisons will be more than happy to work with you because they want to establish these relationships with your physicians at your clinic and at your site. Hopefully this helps. Right now I want to give a shout out to my Clinical Trial Guru producers. For 99 bucks for a lifetime membership, I'm probably going to raise that price soon. I have some more spots left. So do it now before I raise that price. And you pay through PayPal. It's a very simple process. Sarah Elizabeth Siegler, Resolve Research Solutions, Accurate Clinical Trials, Erdhart Clinical Trials, PTNR, Patrick Stone. We have Darshan Kulkarni. We have Biopharm Systems, Mozio, Zymewire, Breakthrough Clinical Trials, and South Coast Clinical Trials. And if you want to be a producer, email me, Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. It's 99 bucks for a lifetime membership. You get mentioned in every video. I promote you through different social networks. I mean, it's a good value. And I've been getting a good amount of feedback from people. And at some point, I am going to raise the prices. If not this year, most likely this year. But if not this year, next year for sure. So let me know. And hopefully this helps answer your question as far as how to get more studies for your new or relatively new research clinic. Let me know if it works. Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com.